When the DNA testing came about, Dr. Eugene Foster, who was a UVA retired professor, went to every male descendant from every possibility that he could find and asked if he could get some DNA. In my family, my father was one of the main people he needed because, again, people wanted to think it was Peter Carr. So Dad was the test that was going to show whether or not that was true. And my father looked at me one day, a little ashen, and said, you know, if it turns out to be us, we're going to be the booby prize. And he was really concerned that people would be unhappy to find out we're family. We would be family either way, but we're more closely related. But we knew it needed to be done because every person has the right to know where they come from. However, in my family, there are cousins who are still cousins who do not want to be related to Shannon, my cousin. And they want to say that DNA testing, they come up with a lovely spin. And they choose to be the gatekeepers. Well, another thought occurred to me. Why do they get to be the gatekeepers, and why is DNA testing necessary? In every family, we go back hundreds of years. I don't care who your family is, and you may have some people in your family tree who you are not blood related to, and you'll never know because nobody talked. Everybody took it to the grave. And no one's doing DNA testing at the door, so you welcome them in with your heart. Well, that's where a family grows, is in your heart. And so it always struck me as ridiculous in the first place that there was a group of people who felt they had the right to stand at the door and say, you're in, you're out, you're in, you're out. So the testing came back and said that we have these cousins of color, black cousins, who are descendants of Thomas Jefferson and Sally Hemings. However, there was also an unexpected blessing for my side of the family. There was a line of black cousins from Samuel Carr, Peter's brother, Jefferson's nephew, and a free woman of color, Judith Barnett, we'd never known about. They knew about us. But the handful, and it is a handful, of cousins who are so vitriolic, they had scared them off. They had assumed that all of us would not be happy to meet them, so they never contacted us. All these people I'm related to. And because of the DNA testing, we got the chance to come out and say, it is not our right to say who's in and who's out, and these people are our family. And I hope that they welcome us in too. We are all equals. We are all here together as one family. So they came forward. Suddenly, we had cousins everywhere who came in every shade from every state, including Puerto Rico. And one bone of contention, if you've been reading the news, is the cemetery at Monticello. The cemetery is privately owned. It is not part of the Monticello Society. And it is the battleground, if you choose to look at it that way. It is the place where the cousins who do not care for all of us, and by the way, they don't care for me, have said that not only can Shannon not be buried there, and anyone who looks like Shannon, he cannot set foot in it. Lately, they have said I cannot either, because I think they used instigator. And so they have barred the grounds to a place where our relatives are buried. And what good does that do? It is only symbolic. I'll tell you something, it's okay. Because who I am, I'm taken out there in the world. I may not be able to walk on this ground, it's all right. I'm going to go out there in the world with my message. I'm going to greet Shannon. I'm going to greet whoever else. I'm going to grow from it and give what I can, and it's all going to be okay.